Many songs they have been written about the railroad industry. Hank Snow and Jimmy Rogers sang about its history. But the romance of the rail is gone with the speedy cars and planes, and the diesel locomotive can't compare with the glory train. A sad day for the old steam men is to see a museum sight. They're the rotting, rusting hulks of steel, and they're not a pretty sight. They used to thunder gloriously down the shining ribbons of steel, their smokestack glowing black as coal as the steam had powered the wheel. The days are gone when the mighty engines rolled across our land. The sound they made and the hiss of steam, they are memories that are grand. There was nothing quite so lonesome in the evening's quiet air, to hear the steamer's whistle as it rolls along out there. There are still some men who love the steam, though the memory it grows old, and some old engines are restored, they're saved from the scrapyard's hold. A good example is out west in the heart of Alberta's land, where the Stettler train makes its run and the tourists think it's grand. Another one's in Edmonton at the Railway Museum there. It's good old 6060, they're restoring her with care. But I know the days are long such past, and today's youth never knew the thrill of standing near the tracks as a steam train thunders through. The days are gone when the mighty engines rolled across our land. The sound they made and the hiss of steam, they are memories that are grand. There was nothing quite so lonesome in the evening's quiet air, to hear the steamer's whistle as it rolls along out there. The days are gone when the mighty engines rolled across our land. The sound they made and the hiss of steam, they are memories that are grand. There was nothing quite so lonesome in the evening's quiet air, to hear the steamer's whistle as it rolls along out there. The 2nd of May, 1881, the rail started moving west. From Winnipeg to Calgary, southern route they thought was best. Was 100 miles shorter than the Yellowhead would be. They had to blast the rock and canyons on their way toward the sea. Ribbons of steel across our country, making Canada as one. Heading westward across the prairies to the place of the setting sun. The rails, they brought prosperity, it opened our great life. It was the link between us from Victoria to Newfoundland. Newfoundland, Newfoundland. A Major A.B. Rogers found a pass that bears his name. Through the mighty Selkirk Mountains, it brought him wealth and fame. They hired a construction manager, William C. Van Horn was true. He said he'd build 500 miles in 1882. Ribbons of steel across our country, making Canada as one. Heading westward across the prairies to the place of the setting sun. The rails, they brought prosperity, it opened our great lives. It was the link between us from Victoria to Newfoundland. Newfoundland, Newfoundland. In the steel it was a sight, a mobile town was born. It could be 4 miles down the track where it started in the morn. Blasting rock and smooth and great, 1,000 men or more 600 miles they were made by the summer of '84. Ribbons of steel across our country, making Canada as one, heading westward across the prairies to the place of the setting sun. The rails they brought prosperity, it opened our great lives. It was the link between us from Victoria to Newfoundland. Newfoundland, Newfoundland. Ribbons of steel across our country, making Canada as one, heading westward across the prairies to the place of the setting sun. The rails they brought prosperity, it opened our great lives. It was the link between us from Victoria to Newfoundland. Newfoundland, Newfoundland. In 1874, the vast lands of western Canada lay quiet under the summer sun. Buffalo herds roamed the open prairie, and natives camped where the buffalo would run. It's such a vast country stretching east to the west. It needed a link to tie it together. A rail line was thought to be the best. It had to stretch from coast to coast, over the mountains, the valleys, the deserts and plains. It had to be strong to survive the test of winter snow and summertime rains. The line started, it was creeping across the prairies, till it came face to face with the mountain range, with peaks towering high and canyons deep, where the waters would boil and rage. Yet undaunted, they blasted rock on the sheer mountain sides, to build a line where the trains would run across those Rockies so high and wild. And finally, at last, the link was formed from sea to shining sea. Donald Smith drove the last spike, and Canada was linked, a land that is free. So why don't you climb aboard on a train going through some of the greatest country beneath the skies so clear and blue? And you'll marvel at the sight you'll see, the mountains and valleys and prairies so wide. It's our land that we call Canada, and in it we take pride.